in time. So I say we take them out.
The company's scattered. We're pissing in the wind at this point.
You know what's at stake. You all do.
This is madness.
Hey, we're beyond madness.
More of that, mate! What, you mean aiming?
What, because he's your mate?
He wasn't always. But I've seen him in action.
You lose men. That's war.
In all my years studying the Allies, I have never come across such an unusual unit.
Her actions inspired the Russians to take back their city and go on the offensive.
It's a made-up tale.
Hey there. Remember, when talking about Call of Duty WW2, I said that it might be the most meh World War II Call of Duty game? Well, Vanguard might just be the cringiest. No shit. I believe that I watched more cutscenes than I've actually played the game, with characters that keep sucking each other's dick more than actually talking about something interesting. For some reason, it's focused on Nazi, politics, and the dialogue. The dialogue, man. It feels like a Tumblr Call of Duty, where everyone is the most super duper soldier that changed the fate of history and that changed the fate of war. It's fucking weird, dude. From a gameplay perspective, it's really fun. Really fun. But, you know what? Let me explain myself.
We have safe passage from Berlin.
This is your new beginning. Fascistkaya Svinya.
Do you even know who I am? The value I can provide?
You're not worth it.
Okay, so let's start with the meat and potatoes of all Call of Duty games. Gameplay and gunplay. And technically, it is as smooth as butter. Your movement, sliding, shooting, everything feels very responsive.
Arthur, watch it!
The impact of each bullet is felt, and nearly every gun is really fun to handle. Hell, some sections were just fun to run with a pistol or revolver and, go all John Wick style. Honestly, I have basically zero complaints about the technical side of Vanguard. Now, what I have problem with, the addition of special character skills feels like a last-minute slap on what otherwise is sort of fully developed system. In most cases, these powers did not feel like a fully developed feature I can use whenever I find it useful, And they felt like a story beat that you must do. Kind of weird, especially when you don't play in a regular squad for most parts of the game. The thing is, I don't want them to remove this completely. Actually, quite the opposite. I think that special skills are a good idea, but you need to make them feel like a bigger part of your arsenal and not something you noticed after a while. Like, oh yeah, I forgot my skill. These skills honestly comes to play in the last parts of the game, and you're like, why didn't it feel like this at the start?
need you to take out those tanks! You got it, boss!
Man, coming from Call of Duty 3, this game is full of bombastic scenes, theatrical and whoa moments. I have like a gorillion problems with the story, but the vibe and the different feeling sections of the game make me feel like, okay, you know what, maybe I do want to play more Vanguard. Like this.
She's purring! She sounds good. Ease off, Jackson.
Sugar 17, this is Tower. You're cleared for takeoff.
Okay, let's get her in the air. Ready, Hernandez? As ready as I'll ever be strapped to you. All right, here we go. Full power. Release those brakes. Por favor, no fancy tricks. You're no fun. This isn't supposed to be fun, pendejo.
Holy hell, this feels amazing. Not as impressive as when you could move around the airplane like in the previous games, but oh boy, after each of these missions, I'm like, why not more? No, like really, why not? I mean, they kind of show you what they can do and what different fun sections they can create, but they also limit themselves with like yet another shoot bad guys section. I mean, I get it, maybe for some people that's what Call of Duty is. You hold a gun and you point it to the bad guy and you shoot. But for me, Call of Duty is all these weird sections and combat encounters. The more of them, the better the game. Do you know the rule? The rule? If something cool happens in the game, the player needs to be the one that is doing that. Even if not really, even if you sort of trick the player, as long as he feels like he was the one who did that. Basically what I'm talking is white lies to make the player feel bigger part of the actual game. So, like, look at this.
If I never see Berlin again, it'll be too soon.
I can't believe I'm agreeing with you on something.
Glad we're all getting along.
Now imagine how freaking cooler it was if I, as the player, had a chance to do some of this. Choosing where to point my attention and watching my guys in action, not in a fucking cutscene. And there are a lot of moments like these where you're like, why did you not give me basic control here? Like, it might not have changed everything, but like watching a cutscene, dude. Look, am I the only one who's like, if I want to watch a fucking movie, I'll go and watch a fucking movie? Like, am I crazy? do you want to play a fucking game if I want to play a game?
And for Richard.
This ends today.
It's time! Fuck, where is he? He's gotta be on the runway.
Okay, I got sidetracked. Where was I? Oh, right, boss battles. Yes, there are boss battles. The hide and attack a guy 3 times is sort of lame. It looks good, it sounds good, I want to fuck this guy up, but like, once you see the room, you know exactly what is going to happen. 3 stealth attacks, then at least a few fake outs to trick us. Yes, we've seen this 100 times. Now, of course, it makes fucking sense for a tiny build woman to choose stealth attacks instead of facing a guy with a gun head on. But it begins to look a bit comical the second time you stab him and he's like, haha, catch me if you can. Like, aren't you fucking bleeding? Like, maybe it's me, But getting stabbed kind of messes things up, you know. And getting stabbed twice, what? It kind of feels comically unrealistic. Where I was expecting a bit of a better payoff, maybe a snipe off with a bunch of snipers and like something like that. Not stabby, stabby, run, run.
Me. Herr Freisinger.
Черт! Фашистская! Свинья! All you've left me is this knife.
I could help you.
Incredible. You're all the same. I've killed more of you than I can count. And you all spout.
But the boss battles against these super soldiers are a pretty neat idea. They change positions, they can throw smoke grenades, they are very aggressive, and they take quite a lot of bullets to take out. So they feel like an actual boss battle without going into fantastic modes, you know?
Focus on that Jägermorder!
I still don't like that you can't just lean left or right. I get that this method, with a special key to take cover, gives you more cover and options to blind fire. But man, I just want to lean and throw a freaking grenade anywhere I want. It's crazy how comfortable it was in previous games and how weird it feels here. Instead of being a part of your arsenal, it's now contextual to the map and your position, which is definitely not my style. I will say one thing. I do not fucking understand why the whole game was not structured as the last mission. Like, holy hell, this looks cool and it shows off actual synergies of our team. You know, the team, the Vanguard that's on a fucking poster, the super duper guys.
This goddamn tanks! You're a lucky bugger. Hey, Rich, can you take out those Panzers? Yeah, I'd love to, but those MGs will blow me to shit first.
That building over there. I can get in, find a window. Clear the gunners out of the courtyard.
I might like you after this.
Do it! Wade, Lucas, you're with me! Polina! We're counting on you!
As you should.
Look, you can still have shorter, separate stories for each character. But dude, it feels so good to, you know, actually play with your team.
Another flamethrower! Take it out!
Nice shot, Polina!
Lucas, I need you to take out those tanks!
You got it, boss!
Hell, dude, if they would have gone with sort of GTA mode, where you can switch to a different character whenever you want, this might have been my favorite Call of Duty game. The last section shows that there was potential, and at least 10 developers knew what they were doing.
Grenade out! Granate! Shit!
Wait, you're on point. We'll follow you in.
I'll make this quick.
Oh, good. You're still alive.
We're all here. Move in.
What is really impressive from the technical side is that there are basically no loading screens. Zero. . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . .
Lucas played his role perfectly.
Like, I was expecting the end of the mission to have some sort of interruption, like in every other Call of Duty games. But hell, there was none. Just a very smooth transition from one part to the other. No shit, if this would have had a better story, this would have been way more impressive. But don't get me wrong, it's still pretty cool. So yeah, technically, very, very, very fun game to play. Structurally and story-wise and story beat-wise, it kinda sucks, man. It really sucks. Well, talking about that story. So, oh, wow. I wonder if my guy will survive this crazy mission. Oh, wait. He is currently being held in the Nazi prison. So, yeah. He obviously survived.
I'm fine. Isn't this a nice little reunion? You lied to me.
For all we knew, he was dead. So you can fuck off.
And the crazy thing is, it could have worked. Simply introduce our characters one by one, grow them, and then group them in the middle or the first part of the game. Then allow us to feel like a real team, not just say that we are a real team. Now you are asked to care about the characters and then told what the characters even are.
Think we can pull this off?
If we secure the train, we have a chance.
Like, instead of introducing this asshole as a crazy good but cocky pilot, maybe let us play as him and get that opinion of him on our own, you know, by his actions and what he speaks and what he does. Not what the game writers want you to know. Not just this.
Wade had talked himself out of worse situations. If you heard him talk about Midway, you could tell he was no stranger to hyperbole. Every time Wade told the story, it was a little different. He added a wing of zeros or another aircraft carrier to his tally. But I read the reports about what happened that day. If Wade was exaggerating, it was only by a little.
The thing is, for the biggest part of my life, I thought writing a book, a script, or anything is a relatively easy thing. You just compile info and try to represent it in a more, understandable way. But shit, after seeing how bad the dialogue is here, I think I changed my mind entirely. And it's not just dialogue. The whole story is so broken that I don't believe there was more than one revision done to the script. Like, actual revisions, when someone would say, hey, I know that this...
Do we understand the plan?
I shoot Nazis. They die. That's my plan.
Sounds really cool in your head, but the way we presented the character and the story, it sounds, well, the best word to use here is cringe.
I shoot Nazis. They die. That's my plan.
The worst thing is that it's the cringe, where everybody is trying to prove how badass of a character they are, sounding like this.
Every person on this team was a hero in their own right, long before their files ever reached my desk. But to say they were strong personalities would be a vast understatement. particularly when it came to Petrova.
Maybe it's me, but the game just uses tell instead of show so many times that it becomes really annoying. If you would have told me that this is the first story that someone ever created and it's a draft, I would tell you that you are correct.
He was like a magnet for that kind of luck. There's that saying about lightning striking twice. Yet Lucas had managed to find himself first at Tobruk and then at El Alamein.
Hell, now I'm thinking that even AI could have built a more consistent and at least fun to experience story. Thing is, I do believe that with more focused and better developed story, these characters could have been quite great. Oh my lord, my teammates are so cool. Shtick could have worked from the visual and gameplay perspective if our characters really did a lot of badass things, like this lady. Sorry, but you pale in comparison to my beloved in Finest Hour. Ah, Tanya, my beloved.
You've got a clear shot. What are you waiting for?
An explosion. We need something to cover the sound of the rifle. And if I shoot enough of these Germans, they'll send a tank to come looking for us. Then we'll need to cover our sapper on the street so he can place a landmine in its path. This is it. Always try to shoot the officers first. Let's relocate.
But if we would start from here and would see all the chaos, then seeing the fruit of it when she becomes this unstoppable cold killer, that would probably work way better. Now we are told all of this by characters just to repeat the same things over and over.
The wound was marrow deep. She was destined to return the favor. And that had made her the deadliest member of my team.
Also, just cut back on stupid one-liners. Have you seen a truly cool organization that refers to itself like this? No, you haven't.
Fucking wait.
Our mission was complete, but there'd be more. Forged in the fires, we were the tip of the spear. We were the Vanguard.
Here's my advice. If you think that something sounds cool in your story, like really, really cool, find a teenager and show this to them.
We are taking that hill. Alone? Nah, I got me, and I got Des. Fucking oath. Here, take this. You clear those...
If they laugh at it, then maybe go back and rework it, right? Does anybody find these sort of one-liners cool?
You do not scare me, little mouse.
'Cause for me, that sounds like trying too hard without having talent or time. But look, that might just be me. Leave your opinions about the game in the comment sections. I'm genuinely curious what the overall feel for this game is.
Let Idet Mera break my heart all over again. And you, Lucas? What's the first thing you'll do when we're out of here?
Hey. When I get home, I'm eating Lamingtons for a week. All cakes, all the time.
Also, I mentioned this before, but there are way too many cutscenes. Like, dude, I want to play Call of Duty, not watch it. That's my one main rule. Especially with mad characters and... okay.
You haven't heard the last of this! Get your hands off me!
Let's fucking talk about this. Who the fuck cares about some random Nazi guy? Like, no shit. We get nearly equal amount of cutscenes for our characters as for this stupid Nazi drama. The characters are so flat and boring. I don't even freaking know what they are trying to achieve. Hell, I don't know what the fucking mission is. It's just do something, find out something. I guess stop Nazis.
Might the officer in charge tell us what the hell we're doing here?
That submarine base is our final stop. Once we're in, we move to secure the objective.
You want us to secure it, but you won't tell us what it is.
Kingsley's been dancing around that since the get-go. This ain't just another Easter egg hunt, is it? Yeah, mate, what's the bloody story?
We don't quite know.
You mean the SO-fucking-E doesn't quite know?
It's such a stupid idea to have the main bad guy that has a main bad guy, but also have different stories for each characters with their own bad guys. Like, you do understand that focus is quite a limited resource. Sure, as a developer, you spend a few years with these characters, but for most players, they will spend like what, 6 hours with all of them tops? So you have to have a plan how you will manage players' focus. And here, nothing is in focus.
I know. You've always been a better shot than me.
Pasha is with me now. And I know he wouldn't want us to die in this post office to a bunch of ubliotki.
He would be proud of you.
He would be proud of us. Get our people to the sewer. I'll lay them fire from the roof.
Do miss, okay?
I never do.
Also, this whole ending, where we should feel so triumphant about killing this evil Nazi. Well, I don't know who the fuck he is. I've seen him like a few times throughout the story. I don't even know what his character is, except for like standard evil Nazi that is very, very evil. So if you're asking me to get satisfaction just because he's a Nazi and speaks like this...
Shoot him or bring him. I'm starting this plane.
He'll never talk.
Get up!
Donations will make sure I'm well taken care of. As payment for my cooperation.
Well, okay, fair play. That's pretty satisfying. But how about this? Have one bad guy and have us kill him after we build up interactions with him. Make the player want to kill him, not the character. You know, I just want the end to feel like this final hurrah, a send-off.
Project Phoenix, I can get you the evidence.
Shh. You've already done your part. Right of the suprasternal notch, below the clavicle.
Now it feels more like, oh, look at my special character. He found Nazi gold.
Does anyone want some Nazi gold?
Well, look at my special character. He found Nazi zombie project. Ooh, well, look at me. You get the freaking point. It fucking sucks. It really fucking sucks.
I can beat it. Project Ether. Reviving the dead.
I did not think that you can take World War II and create a story so fucking bad. Like, oh, I hope these people aren't proud of their work. Like, just, fuck me.
Haven't you heard about the Aussies and the Brits? We were the pieces of shit flushed down the Crown's dunny.
Yes, yes, of course, but your nations are allies.
It was more like master-servant. I did what I did because to every Brit, folks like me are expendable.
Insubordinate, churlish, no stranger to a prison cell. That's Lucas. You had to credit the SOE. They were very good at spotting talent in the unlikeliest of places. And Lucas had talent. He was a skilled demolitionist with an explosive temperament. and a sharp tongue.
But you know what? To, balance this out. Visually, the game looks fucking gorgeous. Like, holy shit. The fire, explosions, distant vistas. Ah, wow. Now, if only half of the story wouldn't focus on a damn prison and interrogation rooms, imagine what the game could be, right? It's like, what do you want to see more of? This?
Told him he was killed, didn't you?
On the train to Hamburg.
Or this? This?
Abandoning his team. Well, you're right about Wade.
Or this? This, or you get my fucking point.
Freisinger.
Look at the treads. No, wait! You distracted me. I think it's a mine.
Though, while I really like the blurriness and post-processing in WW2, in some parts here, it is a bit too much. Like holy hell. Is my eyesight getting worse, or is everything just blurry? Just like with gunplay, technically, this is amazing. And basically, I have zero complaints for visual and special effects.
Did we lose him? I don't see him. Watch it, watch it! Ah, fuck! S-17, you took a beating there. You good?
She's fine.
0, dead ahead, coming hot.
On the same page, the sound design is crisp. Every gun feels powerful and weighty. Explosions, enemy shouts, all meshes so well together. But also, the music is great here, having quite a few more memorable notes and just being very well mixed. Going quiet when you need it, and then kicking in the higher gear at the right moment.
Don't let off! Into the trench!
It might not match the hype that for some reason Finest Hour gave me. Yes, I'm still sucking Finest Hour's dick, okay? That's just life. But I will say, here, it felt like less of a background music and more, I don't know, part of this world. It feels reactive. The voice acting is also good.
Fucking Nazis! We'll all die here in Stalingrad!
Time you got your hands dirty.
After you. Found it lying around. He catches you with that, you're a dead man. I'll drink to that.
Again, what I want to stress out, that basically every single technical aspect of Vanguard is basically nearly perfect. But man, those extras, the story, the flow, the characters, goddamn, they just can't keep up.
Don't stop! Just run, Arthur! We're covering you!
Out of my way!
Back off, Vanguard!
Arthur, no!
Grab it!
So yeah, thanks for watching another Call of Duty experience video. And yeah, Vanguard plays kind of nice and has a lot of bombastic sequences, as well as basically having 0 loading screens. But man, it is fucking cringe. The story feels like it was written by an intern on the weekend. The characters were probably crafted by his 13-year-old edgy nephew. And I don't give a shit about some stupid Nazi drama. Do you? How about, you know, the Call of Duty in my Call of Duty? No? Not, look how cool this guy is, let's smell his farts. Just bad. If we put Vanguard into my rankings, it basically would jump all the way up from a technical perspective and would fall all the way down from the story perspective. Hell, it's 10 times worse than WW2. At least that game had more gameplay and did not tell the story in fucking reverse. And yeah, it should be better than Call of Duty 3 just because that game was so janky and broken. Fuck you, Call of Duty 3, fuck you. So it goes somewhere in the middle, okay? I'll need to redo these listings once I start to make the whole comparison video. But for that, you will have to subscribe, baby. I don't know why I said it like that. Okay, enough nonsense for today. I'll see you all in the next one.